Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Steam Roundup for the 22nd of December 2010. My name is Totalbiscuit, guiding you through the daily deals on this particular Steam holiday sale. Bear in mind that all of these deals always reset at 6 p.m. GMT, that's 1 p.m. EST or 7 p.m. Central European Time. So if you miss out on them, then that's it. They might come up later in the sale, but it is not to be counted on. Without further ado, let's kick it off with the first game on the list, which is Aliens vs. Predator. I actually really liked this game. A lot of people didn't. I don't really understand why. It is a little bit dumbed down in comparison to the original, which I loved an awful lot as well. But in my opinion, it is a great game. It's got good single player, admittedly not very long. The multiplayer is enhanced now that they've actually put dedicated servers into it because it was unreliable and awful before that. That's now been sorted out. For the price they're asking, it's definitely worth a try, honestly. People did hate on it for a variety of different reasons, but I think that despite its obvious linearity, there's still a lot of enjoyment to be had if you're into the gory decapitations and the fun stalking mechanics of this particular title. It is available for $5, £3.75, €5, or 10 Australian dollars, so the Australians are getting incredibly ripped off there. There's also 2 map packs, but I wouldn't bother with either of them, honestly. They are only 25% off, and they are not good value in any way, shape, or form. And they also don't really add to the single player, so there you go. There is also a 4-player co-op mode if you like to kill endless streams of aliens, and I know I certainly do. Like I said, I enjoyed this game a lot. You'll have a look at it. Second game on the list is Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed 2, well, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is already out. Assassin's Creed 2 is an absolutely exceptional game. However, the PC version is tied down by Ubisoft DRM, which requires you to be online 100% of the time, and all manner of nonsense can happen with that. Something go wrong with it? Well, don't expect to be able to continue with the game. So, I don't know. I would usually avoid the PC version on that basis. It is a fairly reasonable discount if you haven't touched Assassin's Creed already, and if you don't have a console of any description, then you might want to have a look at it, but just bear in mind, horrible Ubisoft DRM. $14.99, £9.99, €14.99, and 14 Australian dollars 99 as well for that one. Moving on to Bully Scholarship Edition. A great game, marred by the fact that it's an absolutely abysmal port. A lot of Rockstar games are, sadly. This is utterly atrocious. It does not run properly. It controls horribly without a 360 controller. And it suffers from looking absolutely terrible, which is a great shame because I thought it was a really, really good game. One of the best games that Rockstar have ever put out. It's just not worth playing on PC because it runs like crap. So avoid at all costs, folks. If you are feeling a little bit masochistic, then it's $3.75, £2.50, or €2.50 for that one. Moving on right here to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Has anyone not played or heard of this game? If you haven't, pick it up for the price that they're asking for, because it has a good single-player campaign. There are still people that play the multiplayer. It does have dedicated servers, which Modern Warfare 2 did not, and it also has mods available for it. I don't really have to explain this. It is a pseudo-realistic shooter. It's a very, very good game for what it is. A little bit short on the single-player campaign and suffers from what I like to call clown car mechanics, whereby there seem to be 50 or 60 guys continuously running out of this one shed. I don't know what's going on there, but whatever the case, you're looking at $14.99, £9.99, €12.49, and 24 Australian dollars 99. Ugh, ouch. Moving on to Clones. This one looks like Lemmings. I've never played it, but it's dirt cheap. It looks like Lemmings and has multiplayer. What are you doing? Go buy it. It looks like Lemmings. Lemmings is awesome. $2.50, £1.50, €2.50, or $2 Australian dollars 50 as well. And I will say that Rock Paper Shotgun did quite like it. To me, that's generally all the endorsement I ever really need, and since it costs less than a sandwich, I would perhaps consider it. Day of Defeat Source. Yes, a hardcore World War II shooter, and this is quite an old game, honestly. It is very, very cheap on at the moment, and there is still a player base for it, but expect it to kick your ass over and over again initially. Like I say, it's not as realistic as a game like, say, Red Orchestra, but it's pretty tough to get into. Nonetheless, you can hit people with a spade, and that is a definite plus. $2.50, £1.50, €2.50, or $2 Australian dollars 50 will get you a copy of this particular title. Bear in mind that it's a multiplayer-only title. Moving on right here to Just Cause 2. One of my personal favorite games of 2010. Absolutely freaking wonderful in every possible respect. Bear in mind, you cannot run this on Windows XP. You have to have Vista or Windows 7 and a video card that can support DirectX 10 or higher. It's also got very high system requirements if you want to run it on full blast. It will run on a lot of different systems, but if you want it to look amazingly pretty, yeah, you need a beefy machine for it. It's a fantastic open-world blow-em-up-a-thon, as I like to call it. It's an asshole simulator, let's be honest. You can do all sorts of ridiculous things, as you can see in the background right there. It's going to set you back $7.50, £5, €6.25, or $7.50 in Australia. Well worth it. There are also a bunch of really cheap DLC for it, and I'd recommend picking up most of those because they cost virtually nothing. My personal favorite would have to be the Black Market Boom Pack and the Monster Truck DLC. Moving on right here to Railworks. Railworks, yes. It's a train simulator. Yeah. I would think, honestly, if you were interested in a train simulator, you'd have already bought it. If you haven't, then I don't know. Are you curious about train simulators? I'm not curious about train simulators. I can't imagine it being all that entertaining. I can understand the appeal behind, say, a flight simulator, but a simulation of a vehicle that can only go in two directions at variable speeds seems to me a little bit dull. $6 will get you a copy of this, £4.50, €5.25, or $6 Australian dollars, and the downloadable content, of which there is a metric ton of it, 68 pieces of it, is also discounted. Getting the actual full pack for Railworks will cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's ridiculous. Racketeer, or Recettear, whichever you prefer, an item shop's tale, one of the most unique games of 2010. It is a port of an old console game from a couple of years back over in Japan. This turns a JRPG on its head where you are actually the item shopkeeper in an RPG world. There is some dungeon crawling involved, there's some economic stuff. This was charming, honestly. I really enjoyed this game. It's got a good sense of humor if you can get over the ridiculous amount of anime stuff in it. I know some people don't like it. I'm not a particular fan of anime either, but if you can get past the art style and some of the overly kawaii nonsense, it is incredibly enjoyable and really deep indeed. It's also surprisingly hard. So yeah, pick up Racketeer, honestly. You will not regret it. It's $6.80, £4.42, €5.10, or $6 Australian dollars 80. Absolutely awesome game. Speaking of awesome, this isn't. This is Spore. Spore, possibly my biggest disappointment of 2008. Absolutely abysmal in almost every respect. The only thing worth having this game for is the creature creator. The actual game is garbage. Honestly, it is. It is a collection of awful minigames tied together with absolutely no substance whatsoever. It was a disappointment in every possible respect. A massive letdown. I mean, you know how Peter Molyneux tends to promise things that he can't deliver? Well, Will Wright, this is just beyond that. You know, he promised so much and delivered so very little with Spore. It is an awful game. I would absolutely recommend you avoid it at all costs. Oh god. $7.50 for this game, £7.50, €10, so we're all getting ripped off over here anyway, and 10 Australian dollars. Avoid like the plague. Seriously. Awful game. Tales of Monkey Island Complete Pack. Absolutely wonderful selection of episodic point-and-click content from Telltale Games. It's awesome. I hate point and clicks. I don't care. It's still objectively fantastic. It comes with 5 chapters, this one. Although you might be put off a little bit by the price. You can buy the complete pack for $17.49, £12.49, €16.49, or 17 Australian dollars 49. Like I said, that's not a massive discount, but there is quite a lot of point-and-click content there. Personally, I preferred Sam and Max for the little that I played of both of them, but hey, it's probably worth a shot if you're really big into point-and-clicks, and of course if you played the originals, because there's a lot of nostalgia calls to that particular game. Trials 2, 2nd edition, also known as Oh God Rage! This game is evil, absolutely evil in every way. Ugh. But it is really fun if you want a technical biking challenge. You can do stunts on it, but it's mostly about balancing and not falling over and killing yourself. This game is challenging as hell. This is no Joe Danger, let me put it that way. But it is incredibly cheap and probably worth a shot if you're looking for something to bust your balls. $2.50, £1.50, €2.50, and $2 Australian dollars 50 for this particular game. And last but by no means least, Zuma's Revenge. Oh god, it's more PopCap crack. Evil evil puzzle game right here. It sucks up large portions of your life. It's no Peggle, but it is incredibly addictive and very easy to play, but it does get fiendishly challenging later on. There's an awful lot of levels, there's an awful lot of challenges. It's like any other PopCap game, folks. You know exactly what's going to happen if you buy a PopCap game. You're going to sink absurd amounts of time into something incredibly simplistic, but incredibly rewarding as well. I don't know how they do it, and frankly, I don't want to know. It's probably illegal. $8, £6, €8, or $8 for this title might be a little bit too much for a casual game, but there is a lot of gameplay to be involved there. Okay, folks. I'm done for today. Again, I will attempt to do this every day. I can't promise it. I'm keeping it up so far, but it is taking an absurd amount of time to do. Thanks for watching. I definitely appreciate that, and I'll see you next time.